Alright everybody, guess who's back again? It's me, Topsy, and we are back with more Jade Empire. We are back tonight with session number 2 of not having a fingertip. Yes, we are resuming the day after yesterday. Anyone who's watched my Horizon Zero Dawn video will know that, well, whatever video it was when I talk about it, I accidentally took off the tip of my finger at work. It wasn't pretty. We don't need to go into the details. But we're the day after that happened, and I'm gonna be honest, today was worse than yesterday. Cause while yesterday wasn't pleasant, for lack of a better word, I wasn't in a whole lot of pain. There's a brief period of pain while I was waiting in the waiting room at the urgent care, but beyond that, I wasn't really in a whole lot of pain afterwards. But today, today was not the best feeling day.
There's a merchant in the back named Sweet Poison Lynn. Connections with the guild,
the finger was really sensitive. It does not like being wrapped up, but it has to be wrapped up because it's a open flesh wound on the tip of my finger. So, as we all know, we like to touch stuff with our hands, so I have to make sure it's covered so I don't get it, like, gross and dirty and exposed.
It took me some time to save up the silver, but I have the fee. I just can't get back there to talk to Lynn and pay her directly. If you could go in there and pay her on my behalf, I'd happily repay you. I would never do that. I'd be shut down.
Alright, well anyways, setting that aside, we're resuming more of this. Tonight we're going to be doing a good chunk of Jade Empire tonight. As always, the goal is 2 hours, but hopefully I'll be able to push forward and do more than that.
My thanks. I'm sure Sweet Poison Lynn knows about my
if possible, I'd be down to do 3 hours. I don't see why I wouldn't do that, because I'm not going to work tomorrow anymore, so there's no harm in me being up later to do that. It is relatively early for us tonight. It's only 10:50 right now.
What do you need from me?
I chose to come and record a little bit earlier than usual, just so I can try and squeeze out some more time if I can.
Honest to a fault, but he still pulls in a fair bit of cash. I was wondering if he'd be resourceful enough. One of my associates has already told him of the cost involved. Are you here to deliver his payment?
Yes, here you go.
Good. Give it to me, and I'll send someone to go discuss the new terms of his operation. Now, back to our business, yes? I'll be here when you need more of my goods.
They really wouldn't let him come back here to drop off 500 silver? That took me like no time at all. You tell me they wouldn't let him do that?
It is an honor to fight at your side.
To me, that just sounds like people being difficult for no reason. But whatever, we did the job for him.
Fantastic news! I can up the bets. Now you can wager 10 or 25 silver on each roll. This is perfect, and I have you to thank. Thank you again for paying the fee from your own silver. Here's your repayment and a little extra for your time.
No, you keep it.
1,000 thanks to you. I promise to use your generous gift wisely. Now that we can play for larger bets, what say we set up a game?
Fine, one game. I'll give you one game.
So what'll it be? Will your roll be higher or lower than mine? High it is. Let's see how sure you are. How much will you bet?
I'll put 25 down, why not?
Fall, shall we?
I've been robbed!
Not enough spin on the wrist to best my roll, it seems. Don't worry, you'll make it back on the next round. What say we try again?
Fuck no, dude, I gave you one.
Thanks again for all your help. Be seeing you around, I hope.
I do think the bare minimum you could have done is, you know, gave me a freebie round. Whatever, we lost 25 silver out of that. Anyways, I hope you all are having a better day than I am. My day was more or less... Oh, we're just going right back here? Okay. My day was more or less rather really uneventful, really. I got up this morning and I went to the pharmacy to get a tetanus shot because the doctor recommended I do that. And luckily my insurance covered it. But, got a tetanus shot, changed the dress, cleaned and redressed the finger. That wasn't fun. And beyond that, I didn't really do a whole lot. I edited and rendered last night's Horizon session. And tomorrow I'll be editing and rendering this session. Yeah, buddy, don't worry, your contemporary was the executioners. Or to give me the rundown. I mean, at least these guys seem halfway, pleasant.
Things are looking up. You've gained the favor
Maybe not
of
the
Lotus
nicest, but they're
assassins.
still not rude.
And you've made doubly
They're
certain
polite at
by
least.
beating both the Executioner and Inquisitor. Very impressive. The way to the Lotus Assassin Fortress is open.
And after we find the evidence against Death's hand, you will take us to the palace.
Okay, where are you going, Zoo?
I promise, little Dawnstar. After we get what I want from the Lotus Assassins, the palace is the first place we will go. You have permission, so there won't be any trouble entering. It's only after we have the evidence against Death's hand that they might notice something is wrong.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get
We need to
there.
Get some information first. Sagacious Zoo might know something. We should ask him. Where is he?
Well, you should be more careful of who you trust. That is true. I wouldn't trust any of the ragged homeless you have collected.
Okay, maybe don't call him that.
Who are actually homeless, Dawnstar. If Sagacious Zoo has gone to warn the Lotus Assassins, you need to move quick. If he's just run off, he is no longer our concern.
Zoo would not turn.
Why would he go to warn them? He doesn't
The
like
Lotus
the
Assassin
assassins
Fortress
anymore.
is in the far end of the necropolis. They shouldn't give you any trouble. Just appear confident as you enter. Everything is in place. I'll have my evidence against Death's hand soon enough. Oh, and you'll have access to your Master Li as well.
I don't wish to delay collecting on the princess's generous offer, but please speak with me before you go to the necropolis. This troubles me.
Girl, you're coming with me. What are you talking about?
Yes? How can this humble bunmaster assist you today?
I don't know. Why do you want to talk?
Like many things in my life, it can be traced back to very bad luck on my part. As I mentioned once before, I was a master of the Drunken Master style. I was the tournament champion in Phoenix Gate when things spun out of control. My need for wine took its toll on my body. There are long periods I don't even remember. After one such period, I came to, having lost most of my clothes and all my money. I was destitute, and without the ability to buy more wine, I couldn't even fight.
You know what? Being a slave to alcohol is pretty bad.
Eventually, I found work cleaning out creature cages at the local arena. One day, I was approached by a man who remembered seeing me fight. He offered to sponsor me. Just like that, I was back in the ring. After climbing my way back to the top of the tournament, my sponsor told me it was time to fulfill my end of the bargain.
Let me guess. Get married?
Apparently, the agreement stipulated that I must marry his niece. If only I had read the agreement more closely, I could still be shoveling dirt in the creature cages. Alas, fate had a crueler path in mind for me. Let that be a lesson for you. Always read the fine print, or you may end up with more than you bargained for. You're beginning to sound like my wife. Where were you last night? Why were you talking to that woman? Why do you smell like a goat? Always with the questions. As I mentioned
Why
earlier,
do you smell like a goat,
after
huh?
becoming tournament champion for the second time, I was forced to marry my sponsor's nubile niece. She is the reason I no longer fight. My disapproving dove did not care for my drinking, or for my friends, or my fighting, or my friends fighting. She believed I should settle down, be more respectable. At first I ignored her rebukes and continued fighting, but I soon learned that she was not a woman to be crossed.
What, does she fight you?
Prior to one fight, my duplicitous Daisy drugged my wine. I don't remember much of what happened next.
Oh, she tried to get you killed. Okay.
Here, it wasn't very pretty. I spent the next several months under the tender ministrations of my doting wife. Needless to say, when I was well enough to walk again, I was more than happy to...
Oh, did she misery you?
As to why I became a bondmaster, well, it's a hard, thankless job that keeps me very, very busy. Very busy. As you say, I will be here scrubbing your pots until you call upon me again.
We have pots?
I suppose it is good that the Lotus Assassin Executioner accepted you. I wish I felt better about that. Will you be heading to the Lotus Assassin Fortress soon? When you are through there, the princess will take us to the palace.
I'm aware.
Please, both of the
I've been
Lotus
part of these
Assassins.
conversations, Dawnstar. I know what the plan is.
We are much closer to finding our master, but the path you are forced to take worries me, and I don't think the princess shares my concern. We have faced these Lotus Assassins in small numbers before, but this is something different. That is not what I meant. Hordes can be overcome. They are never the endless threat they appear to be. What concerns me is how you have walked in their
Not
steps to fool them.
I'm not
growing
certain,
accustomed
confident in
to
that
it.
answer,
I don't
but
want to see this change you.
whatever you say, Dawnstar. Oh, yawn.
You embarrass me with such forward questions, but I think I like that as well. It bothers me that you risk so much to walk in the shadow of the enemy. You fought through the arena with your honor intact, but the Lotus Assassins will press you to commit far more vicious acts.
And you think I'll do it?
Claims the good in you. What right do we have to harmony if we sacrifice what we believe to get it? I know you won't, but it still does my heart good to hear it. The more I know about you, the more I want you to stay as you are. It would be a shame for something to happen when we are becoming close. We will talk again. I know everything will work out just fine. Don't go too far. I'd get lost in this city. I know it.
Alright, and now Sky wants to talk.
Always happy.
What's going on, buddy?
I was thinking about a story my father once told me. He was a scoundrel, but he could spin a fine yarn when he wasn't robbing caravans. Have you ever heard the tale of the Eternal Companions?
No?
The Eternal Companions were a group of warriors that traveled the ancient kingdoms, well before the formation of the Empire. They were said to be giants, to know styles no one could match, to always appear to offer their services to a kingdom when times were worst.
Yeah, here's an important question. Were they real?
The tales are too fantastic to be accurate. Though I'm sure the Black Whirlwinds tried at least once, no one can actually cleave a mountain in two. What made me bring this up was just a simple thought. Were these companions real people once? Were they just like us? Something tells me they were, but not in the way you'd expect. You know how legends tend to grow in the telling? I think they also absorb other tales as they go.
We're doing just another version of this tale. You're taking this awfully seriously. Yeah, this is how you're interpreting things?
For instance, we have yet to wipe out a rival kingdom. Failing that, I'm a bit shy of 12 feet tall. The point is that when things are wrong, people believe that someone will do something about it. Whether we succeed or not, we're those someones right now. More importantly, you're the someone. You're the real reason we're together. and I worry about how much of this rides on your shoulders. What I'm really trying to say is that we're all with you until this thing is finished. I just hope you can draw some strength from that. Anytime. I hate to wax morbid, but this is serious business. Now, shouldn't you be talking to Dawnstar instead of me? I've seen the way that girl looks at you, and she deserves a little attention.
Here's the issue with these BioWare games that I've noticed after playing these games for so long. I really just don't do... I underutilize a large... Sorry. I underutilize a large portion of the companions that are thrown my way. Like, in Dragon Age, I never use Zevron. I almost never use Liliana. I never use Wynn. And I never use Oghren. For me, it was always, it was Alistair, Stan or Shale, and Morrigan. That was my team. In Mass Effect, I almost always had Garrus with me. I think it was always I think Garrus and Caden were my team for the first one.
No, I will go. Please don't hurt me.
And then in Mass Effect 2, I always had Kasumi.
I promise.
And I think it was Kasumi and usually either Samara or Sane. I think those were my two go-tos for a while.
She's just a little girl.
I don't know. Mass Effect 3 was definitely... No, it was... I remember now. It was Liara and Garrus for Mass Effect 1.
You're working for Purveyor's Shuji.
And then Mass Effect 3 was always Liara, and I think it was Liara and...
Even though it will probably get me killed.
And Javik, right?
I'm sorry. I'm just a little upset. I'm Jinlin. Is there something...
I don't remember my go-to for Dragon Age 2, though. That game... I try to block that game out.
Thanks,
But Inquisition, I think it was always
Purveyor's Shuji
Cassandra...
wants an artifact from an emperor's tomb
It was
in
Cassandra, Bull,
It's filled with
and Dorian, right? No, Solus. It was Solus or Dorian. I think I'd use it
threatened to sell my mom
do
to
and
save
like I would
if
change
don't
between the
get
two.
this artifact.
But I know I always had Cassandra, and I'm pretty sure I almost always had Bull.
Sure. What do you want to know? My father worked for Purveyor's
Now,
Shuji.
KOTOR,
Died.
I don't remember at all. Well, no, I take it back. Bastila was always one of my go-tos when I had her.
When my father disappeared, he had some of the
And I think after that, it was
Purveyor's Shuji says we must
Juhani or Jolie.
Mother works for him.
They were my other two
I don't know
go-tos.
where he's taken her.
Pretty much anyone with a lightsaber was in my team.
Ghosts and other beasts to fetch the Purveyor's training
KOTOR
from
2, I don't know if I actually had any go-tos. Maybe Kreia, maybe. I don't know if I don't remember all that well, but I'm right. I legit don't remember. Maybe Thesis. I actually don't remember who my go-tos are for that game.
I only know what Shuji told me, and that's not much. He called it a pestle and mortar. It's a bowl and a mixer, I think. He
But
said
my
it
point is,
helps
like, whenever
the recipe.
BioWare gives you so many companions,
You use it to
and
make something
I almost
before
never
the
use them.
recipe is in the bowl already.
Like, I just rely on like
The
the ones that
Purveyor's very
I
interesting.
rely on my favorites, and
I've never
that's just
seen
kind of how it is.
Purveyor doesn't do that kind of work. He likes to get other people to do it for him. Besides, the tomb is locked from the inside, but there's a small opening. He says I'm small enough to fit through the crack in the wall. I don't mind that as much as the ghosts. The tomb is filled with them. Once I'm in, I'll just be killed.
Oh, that's why I'm here, to prevent that from happening.
Really? It would be very dangerous, and I don't have anything to give you in return.